Okay, so welcome to this week's webinar, free training exactly for you. It's how I grew my social enterprise to 100k in a year. Oh, sorry, 100k a year in 18 months, and how you can do the same with my 3 secrets. And at the end, I've got an amazing bonus offer to share with you. So stick around to the very end and get that offer. Welcome and thank you very much for joining me today on this live. It is brilliant to have so many of you interested in this particular topic, both in terms of how I grew my business and social enterprise, but also, more importantly, how you can use what I learn to grow your own social enterprise to 100k a year or whatever your annual income goal is. Even if you're just starting out and you're just setting your monthly income goals or your 6-month income goals, the things I share this afternoon are going to be really, really helpful to you in growing your business, in setting and reaching those goals. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Kat Lecock. I'm an impact strategist and business coach for social entrepreneurs and ethical business owners. I spent the last 5 years as a social entrepreneur myself, setting up and developing social enterprise called Solutions for the Planet with my best friend Jen Bourne. Jen is now CEO of that amazing organisation. I'm still on the board of directors, but things were changing in my life and I didn't want to carry on, although I really did want to, but I really didn't want to carry on working in the way that we were working, in terms of traveling a lot of the time, and I really was excited about how we could share what we've learned with other social entrepreneurs. So I still have my toe in that business. I'm still very much involved in the strategic decisions as a director, but I now run Share Impact, which is all about helping other social entrepreneurs grow their businesses so that they can have sustainable income, so that they can actually plan and deliver amazing social and environmental impact. Because I'm super passionate about social entrepreneurs changing the way we do business and actually changing the market. And to do that, we need to be much more ambitious, we need to be more profitable, we need to be creating better businesses that can actually change the way the market works. And I'm so excited to have so many people in my community who can actually say that they're doing this, are working towards this, or are really excited with a brand new idea that's really going to be radical and change something about their market. So we're going to get straight into it and start on time, because I value your time and I really appreciate you giving your time to listen to me today and learning from me on this particular topic. But I'd love to know, first of all, who's on the live, if you can introduce yourself, and even if you're watching on the replay, come back into the Facebook group and let me know what you thought of this webinar. I'd be really, really interested to know. And if you've got any questions, write those down. It'll be really helpful if you've got a notebook and pen. Jot down all your notes, but also write down any questions. And if you've got questions, either come and message me or post them in the Facebook group, and I'll happily answer them for you after you've watched the replay. Brilliant, so let's get started. I am just going to share my screen. If you just bear with me 2 seconds while I do this, because it just takes a moment to bring everything up. You can see my slides. I wanted to come on first and show you my wonderful face before we got started, so you know that this is actually live. So let's get started there. Let me just also set up the chat box again so I can see if anybody is actually joining us as we do this. Excellent. So, as I said, as we're going through, you can, unless you're watching on the replay, obviously you can't do this, but if you're watching live, you can put your questions or comments throughout the webinar in the chat box. If you scroll towards the bottom, you should be able to see that there's a chat option, and you can just open that little box and then write your questions to me. So, this is a unique training today. I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how I grew my social enterprise with Jen to 100k a year in 18 months. But most importantly, I thought it would be helpful to actually share the lessons that we learned, which I now teach to hundreds of different social entrepreneurs around the world, so that they can also achieve this. This isn't just another webinar where you go away hearing my story, but not actually learning anything practical. Like I said, I value your time and I want to make sure that this is a training that you can actually take bits from, implement, and change the way that you're doing your business. So if you stick around till the end, you'll definitely be pleased to get the amazing offer that I'm sharing with you at the end of the webinar, about how I can support you further in growing your social enterprise to 100k. So before we get started, you're definitely in the right place if you're a social entrepreneur struggling to reach your income goals. I know how difficult that can be at the very start of business, or even in the first 3 years of business, kind of setting goals of what you want to achieve, but not actually reaching them. Maybe you're just starting out and want to hit the ground running, so you're trying to watch as many trainings and webinars as possible, and this is definitely going to help you. Maybe you're 2 or 3 years down the line and you're still not seeing the results that you really want to see, and you're wondering how other social entrepreneurs and businesses actually break through those 50k, 100k, 150k milestones. Hopefully some of the things that I share, well, I know some of the things I'm going to share today are going to be particularly useful to you, because I've been through those milestones, I've been through those barriers, and I've learnt these 3 amazing things that will really help you. And they're not things that I think many other people are teaching. They are unique, and they come out of recognising that me and Jen were doing something different in our social enterprise. You want real solutions to why you're not securing customers. That might be another reason why you're here. Or you're just fed up with your business taking over your life and you want to get back to enjoying it and having balance so you can live with purpose as well as work with purpose. So who wants that? I'm sure lots of you do. It's definitely something I really wanted, to find balance in my life and my business and live both with purpose in work and in my personal life. So my big promise is that by the end of this webinar, you will know how to stop struggling and how to start attracting customers with my 3 simple secrets, so you can focus on making more impact through your business. Because the more income you have, the more difference you can make in the world, right? The more customers you have, the more income you have, and therefore you're able to create the greater social and environmental impact that you set up this business for in the first place. So how does that sound? Exciting? So first of all, I want you to know that if you haven't reached your monthly income goals or your customer goals yet, you haven't failed. I think lots of people, go for a couple of months and don't see any progress. They don't see any change in their bottom line or in their customers that are attracting, and it's really demotivating and can be really frustrating. And often we think we're failing. All that I want you to think about now, I want you to imagine what that failure is, if you're describing it as failure, because it's absolutely not. What it is actually just learning what not to do, and this is really valuable. The thing that you really need to learn to do now is decide that's the past, and there's another way to do it because what I'm doing isn't working and I need to change. Okay? So this story of not attracting customers, not attracting new income into your business every single month doesn't have to be your story going forward. But you have to make that decision whether you want to make this change and whether you want to start doing something different that actually will attract money and customers into your business. So how does that sound? If you decide you want to write a different story for your business, then today is the day to start. All too often we wait till someday. We're waiting for this mythical time, for someday where something will change, something externally will change, and actually you're the person that can make your business a success. And you're probably, if you're the founder or a solopreneur working on your own without a team yet, you're probably the only person that can make your business a success. So this is your time to decide about what is it that is your next income goal. How many customers do you want to get this month, next month, and the month after? And, setting those goals and those intentions, and then learning how to do it. And recognizing that the things you've been doing previously, for whatever reason, aren't working. And you may not have to stop them completely, but you may have to tweak and change the way the approaches and the techniques that you have been using so far. So let's get started by me introducing myself again with a little bit more detail about my story. As I said at the start, I'm Kat Lecoq, the go-to impact strategist and business coach for social entrepreneurs and ethical business owners. It's my mission to create radical change through social entrepreneurship around the world. Why? Because I'm not happy with the status quo, and I believe social entrepreneurship done right is a powerful way to change this story. However, in my experience over the last 6 years working in the social enterprise sector, I got really frustrated that many social entrepreneurs believed they could get by on goodwill, fresh air, and working every single hour of the day without any sort of real payment or reward or any time to just live. And personally, I just don't think this is right and makes no sense. To me, social enterprises should do good and make a profit and also live balanced, relaxed lifestyles. Okay, I don't think it's right that anybody in business, whether you run a social enterprise or a normal business, should be working 80 hours a week to make loads of profit. And I certainly don't think if you're a social enterprise, you should be killing yourself over doing good. But we are super passionate and we do want to do that good. And that's the thing that motivates us and keeps us passionate, right? But it's really important, I think, that we learn to find a way to get balance, because otherwise we're creating good for other people, but we're not creating good for ourselves. So I really believe that people creating change in the world should be paid, because this is the system that I believe in. I think people should be paid fair and decent wages, but at market rates. And I don't believe in this idea that social enterprise should offer things for free, for low cost, for below market rate. They should set themselves up as competitors in the existing marketplace to create disruption, to change the way that business works, and to challenge the status quo. And in doing that, they should have market rate salaries and prices for their employees and their products or services that they're selling. So tell me if you agree with that. If you're watching on the replay, you can put it in the Facebook group. I'd really love to know your thoughts and opinions on that, because I know not everybody thinks like this. This is my perspective, and this is my challenge to the social enterprise sector: to be bigger, to be bolder, to be able to create real change in the world. Business that is sustainable, investable, and radically different is the type of business that I want to see. I don't want to see businesses that are just set up as hobbies, or that are just set up to do something slightly nice and, twee. So I decided that I could contribute to helping the social enterprise sector by sharing what we'd learned specifically and our unique system for attracting customers, bringing in new customers, converting those customers, and growing our business and the impact that we're able to create through this unique approach. So I created Share Impact to do exactly that, to share these key techniques and the system that would actually help social entrepreneurs generate more income through getting more customers consistently. How did I developing solutions for the planet with my best friend Jen, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about now. So it all started back in 2012 when me and Jen were given an incredible opportunity to create a social enterprise from a program that was at the time being run by a not-for-profit, and that, to be honest, had run out of energy and funding. So the business, the not-for-profit, the organisation that was hosting this program was actually closing down, and the program would have ceased to exist. And we actually jumped at the chance to bring life back into this unique education program, which brought young people and businesses together to create big ideas for sustainability. We were super passionate about this program, and we didn't want to see it end. And Jen had just done her MA in Business and Community. I knew nothing about social enterprise, but I was really excited about it when I heard about this idea of actually creating businesses that did good in the world, had either a social and environmental impact. And so we really wanted to create a social enterprise as a way to enable this education program to continue to be delivered, but also thrive and expand so we could reach more young people and businesses around the UK. So we knew very little about business at this point, but I probably knew even less about social entrepreneurship. But we knew we wanted to make it work, and so we dived right in. Now, before I go any further, I want to dispel any myths that you might have about who we were at the time, what backing and support and experience we had, because I want you to know that I was relatively normal. I was probably very similar to you or maybe I was actually very different to you in other respects, but I think it's important to challenge some of the things that I think we can often assume about social entrepreneurs starting out, and those particularly who are successful. So we were 26 and 27 years old, respectively. We both had careers in predominantly the third sector, doing a whole variety of things. We had quite good careers. We progressed relatively quickly in those sectors, doing a whole range of different programs and projects in different organisations. We actually both, which I know many social entrepreneurs do, had to work part-time for the first year because we only had about 14k income from 2 corporate partners. And so we couldn't afford to give up our jobs because obviously there were costs in the business, and we couldn't afford to pay ourselves even minimum wage with the 14k income in the first year. So we both worked part-time, which was really, really tricky, but we managed to get through, and I know many people do that. But with the view that by the end of the first year, we would absolutely have attracted enough customers and new income so that we could actually leave our jobs and go full pelt into it in the second year and expand the programme to work with more schools and to work with more businesses and young people. Now, we knew nothing about sales and marketing, but we just knew we couldn't survive on 14k a year. And we weren't interested in living on the breadline. We wanted to make our business work as a business. And so we had to learn quickly about what we needed to do to get our sales and marketing right. And we were consistent and persistent with learning what worked, what didn't work, being willing to take risks, stepping out of our comfort zone and doing things differently. So, but like everybody else in that first year, we definitely had sales calls and pitches and meetings with all sorts of people, and really never got beyond that's all nice, but I'm not sure it's for us. And this was really frustrating because we knew we had a great offer that we were selling to businesses, and we didn't want them to see it as sponsorship or doing good or gifting as something. We wanted to be able to sell our package to them as a service where they could see the return on the investment, something that they actually procured to meet their goals and aims in their business, not just within their CSR strategy to be doing something nice in schools. So there were 3 things we started to do that started to make a real difference. And it wasn't that we did these intentionally necessarily, these developed and that have now become the way that we run that business and this new system that I share with other social entrepreneurs. But it took us a long time to reflect and learn what was the changes that were happening that we were doing differently that other social entrepreneurs weren't, that was helping us to secure these customers and get this extra income in during this 18-month period where we grew to 100k a year. And that's why you're here, and it's those 3 things that I'm going to share with you now. Now, I also want to just tell you that although Solutions for the Planet was selling services to businesses, so we worked with lots of very large businesses in the energy, utility and construction sector, and we also sold the programme to schools, although at a much lower rate, because we recognise the budgets that schools have. I want to sort of share how that I use this system, and these 3 secrets are equally as helpful to you if you sell to consumers, if you're working with the public sector and trying to secure contracts, if you're looking for investors, or even, dare I say it, applying for grants. Now, I say that because I'm not a big fan of grants, although I recognise their importance in the very early startup phases of social enterprises, or if you're really looking to scale up and you're looking for investors. So, and I'm all about social enterprises securing and working towards 100% trading income. But I know for some people, you need to get those grants in, and we certainly took grants in the first couple of years at Solutions for the Planet to help with certain things, whether it was to help to have an intern, to have a little bit more capacity, to help with some of the projects and areas, or cover some of our costs. I recognise the importance of that. But I'm all about helping you and helping social entrepreneurs, even from day one, setting up their business so they can generate income and have a trading income rather than have grant dependency. So, the 3 secrets I am going to share with you this morning. Oh, we've missed those, and I've missed that. So I've not been going through my slides. I've got so excited. So, the 3 secrets that you're going to hear about today: how to actually attract customers. Number 2 is knowing if your price is right and what to do if it's not. And number 3, why communicating your social impact or your environmental impact makes all the difference to generating income. So you ready for this? So secret number 1, how to actually attract customers. Now the key here, this is where you want your notebook and your pen. The key here is to know exactly who you're selling to, know where they are and what they want, and not just what you think they want or need, and also consistency in reaching out to them. Now I'm going to go into this a little bit more detail with the example of Solutions to the Planet. So when we got really serious about sales and Solutions to the Planet, we got super focused on who we were trying to sell to. Because at the start, everybody, and I'm sure every entrepreneur does, is just trying to sell to everybody. Anybody you meet, anybody you come across, you have this general kind of, yeah, we're selling to corporates, but we're just selling to anybody that wants to listen. Trust me, that approach does not work, and it's never worked for anybody. So for us, it was all about targeting energy, utility, and construction sectors, and we were already doing that, but it was still too broad. We had to get much more focused on what types of businesses within these sectors would be particularly interested in working with us and that we wanted to work with, but even more so, the actual individuals within those businesses that we needed to approach. And this changed from one to the other quite quickly as we kind of learned and spoke to more people and heard and listened to more of what they were saying. And the really, really key thing was that we were listening. And it's a completely undervalued skill, I think, this ability to listen when you're doing a pitch or you're in a sales process. I think too often we try and actually just talk at people and sell our bit, and it's a pitch, so we'll just talk, and then we'll answer questions. The real skill is to actually set up your sales or your pitches more in sort of a consultancy approach, where you actually ask questions and you listen. Because the more you listen and the more you understand who you're speaking to, the more you can decide whether what you're offering is actually right for them. And sometimes it's not. And then if it is, you can adapt your offer or communicate your offer in a way that's really going to speak to them and what they've said they need and understand. So in business meetings, sales calls, and pitches that we set up, we listened more and then spoke. Okay? We didn't always just prepare our pitch it, and then walk away. We took the time to listen, to find out, to understand who these people and organisations were, what they wanted, what they needed. More than that, we listened to the things that they didn't know themselves and tried to understand the things that they were struggling with and how our programme might be able to help solve those. And when we listened to what people wanted, we were able to clarify who we needed to speak to in the business. We discovered what types of businesses were likely to need our services and who would actually be interested in speaking to us in those businesses. And then we were able to direct our marketing at them and also ask other people about contacts of particular people and roles and organisations. Now, maybe you're thinking, well, Kat, this isn't really a secret, is it? I know who our target customers are, but they're not buying from us. And so all I want to say is, if you think you know who your customers are, but they're not buying from you, there's one of two things going wrong. You either don't really know who your customers are, and you need to do more research and understand them more, or you're selling the wrong product or service if you're a service provider. And so it's usually only one of those two things. With the customer thing, if you've not got your customer right, you won't be communicating to them right, you won't have packaged your product or service correctly in a way that speaks to them and who they are and what they want. And in that case, it is definitely, you need to go back to the drawing board and get more clarity on who your customer actually is. Now, I imagine for most of you watching this, it's because you don't really know who your customers are. Because I know lots of you have brilliant products and amazing services to offer. The challenge is discovering who your customer is and who the right customer is for your business, not necessarily just who you want to sell to, and getting super niche and developing your marketing strategies that speak to that customer specifically. So I hope that makes sense. Most importantly, you have to know exactly what they want or need so you can target your sales to that. And like I said, sometimes your customers don't even know they need or want something that you're offering. And there's a real skill in kind of exploring that with them and helping them appreciate that maybe it is something that they want. Secondly, you need to be reaching out to them much more than you already are. So if you're not getting the customers that you want, you're probably not doing enough reaching out or marketing or communications, whatever you want to call it. And with this, follow-up is absolutely key. Most sales happen in the follow-up, and most social entrepreneurs that I've met don't make sales because they never do the follow-up. I've spoken to social entrepreneurs that never follow up with a funder, so they never ask for advice or feedback or checking out why they haven't been successful with a funding application. I've spoken to social entrepreneurs who never do any follow-up with people who have gone as far as filling up their cart on an online shopping platform. And there's a really easy way for you to set that up, is to do some follow-up with those people, sending them reminders, etc. And also, similar to businesses like ours who are selling to B2B, is never following up on those initial reach outs. So if you've done an initial email or you've spoken to somebody at an event or you phoned them, never doing the follow-up. And sales are made in all those follow-ups. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it feels like wasted time. Yes, you need to know when to stop following up, but you will make the sales in the follow-up. Now, it's really easy as social entrepreneurs to get caught up in the outcomes and benefits we know and see as important, but sometimes these aren't the outcomes and benefits that your customers want or need. So let me just explain this a little bit. So, for example, at Solutions to the Planet, we're super passionate about, bringing schools and their young people, 11 to 14-year-olds, and business partners together, because we know that young people have really creative minds. They think differently. They're not restricted by budgets and health and safety and what's the right and wrong way to run businesses, and just have brilliant ideas. And that business people, or those working in business, have a huge wealth of skills as well about the practicalities and the realities of what goes on in a particular sector, in an industry, around sustainability even. And by bringing those together, you get these amazing collaborative ideas and support and structures, so that young people learn and can contextualize the curriculum and can apply their skills and knowledge in a practical way. But business mentors participating in that program and working with the students also learn a huge amount as well. They learn lots of different soft skills that they can take back into the business. They appreciate the new ideas and the creativity that 11 to 14-year-olds have. They take back creative thinking into their business and innovate and adapt new things in their business too. Now, that's what was important for us, me and Jen, creating spaces for that. But that's not really going to attract, directors and chief execs of big companies working in the energy and utility sectors. We had to understand what would be the benefits for them and what results they wanted to see, so we could communicate the benefits differently. Not that we didn't ever talk about what we were trying to achieve, but that we aligned that with what we can also offer for you. So I hope that makes sense, that sometimes with your customers, you're just talking about the things that you're really passionate about, the things that you're really excited about, and not really digging into who they are and what's going to attract them and make them interested in what you're offering. So before we finish up on secret number 1, I want to give you some bonus ideas for how you can actually reach out consistently. So if you have a mailing list, you need to actually be using it and doing it consistently. If you've asked people to sign up to your mailing list, then they expect to receive emails. And if they're not receiving emails consistently, they won't think you're a very professional business. Okay, so if you've actually taken the time to set up an email list and you're actually asking people to join that, either with an opt-in or once they've actually purchased from you, or just at events and things like that, then it's really important that you're consistent and actually communicating to them. Now, you get to decide how regularly you do this, whether it's every week, every day, once a month. that consistency here is key. It's really important. The second one then is to use social media to grow your audience and engage with your customer base. There's only a very few type of businesses where I don't think social media is particularly useful. I think there's so many platforms out there now. Even if you're selling to businesses, you know, there's a LinkedIn, which is a fantastic way to attract and convert customers. So you should be using at least one social media platform to reach out. Now remember, Facebook has 2 billion people on it as a platform. So even if you're selling business to business, there will be people that you're trying to reach and connect with on Facebook just as much as there are, probably more so, or there was more so than there'll be on LinkedIn. The third one is to definitely speak to your customers and your target customers to really get to know them. I'm always surprised with how many new social entrepreneurs I speak to have never actually gone out and done market research and spoken to the people that they want to do. And it doesn't have to be like lots of people think market research is writing a survey and asking 100 people. Market research is so much more sophisticated than that these days. You can jump on a phone call with people and ask somebody a few questions. You know, you can have coffee with somebody, have a really relaxed conversation. And we used to just have meetings with people to learn and understand. You know, people are very willing to have a meeting, particularly over coffee and cake, and just share what they know. And you can capture so much information from those very small conversations. So definitely get out there and speak to your customers. Social media is a great way to do this. There's lots of groups and stuff, regardless of what your business is, where you can go out and speak to different people and just ask questions, do polls, you know, engage with people and listen to what they have to say. The fourth thing then is similar to this, but is asking questions, getting feedback. But the most important thing when you get feedback is to really take it and don't be defensive. Okay, if somebody's sharing something with you, yes, your initial gut reaction might be, oh my goodness, we don't do that. That's just not us, blah, 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 blah. What I want you to do is acknowledge that feeling, understand why you have that reaction. And it's never nice to hear critical feedback, even when it's really helpful. And just acknowledge that somebody's giving you this as a gift and an opportunity to learn, okay? And I see businesses failing because they're not willing to listen, to learn and adapt from the feedback they get. Some feedback, when you get really good at this, is not helpful, okay? And you make a decision actually, well, that person's misunderstood who we are and what we want to be. And we definitely had this, and still get this. You know, we get feedback from teachers and business mentors and businesses who just for whatever reason haven't really understood what we're about, and give feedback because of that misunderstanding. Now, all we can do there is try and we communicate and we educate people about who we are and what we're about, because somewhere along the line they've not understood. But that happens in very few situations, and most of the other time when we receive feedback, we take it on board, we think about how we can actually use that as a learning opportunity to grow and develop our business. So it's a really, really important thing to take. If you're going to ask for feedback, be willing to listen to it. So the fifth one, make sure your website actually converts, because if it's not converting, it's not working for you and there's no point having it, okay? And then the other thing is, don't just tell people about what you do in a sales situation. Tell everyone and share your passion and commitment. And I say this because Jen actually made 3 big sales for us, and you know, just from being on trains and sitting randomly next to random strangers, and you know, because she's naturally very good at building rapport and just having conversations with random people, with no intention to, you know, find out if they're a particular type of person and then sell to them, but is really comfortable and confident in just talking to everybody about her passion, about what she does, which engages people and gets them interested. And all 3 people happen to be engineers who worked for big engineering firms who were in our target market. And they all led to sales meetings with colleagues of theirs. So when you're super passionate and talk about it everywhere and to everyone, without being sales focused, you actually find and discover all sorts of opportunities. Now, that was secret number one, how to actually attract customers. There was so much gold in there, so I hope you got some notes. If not, you can listen back to the replay. But I'm going to move on to secret number two, which is knowing if your price is right and what to do if it's not. Okay, so how do you know your price is right? This is one thing I hear lots of social entrepreneurs stumble on because they lack confidence about their pricing, or they don't value what they're offering. Okay, so they're either underpricing what they're offering and not getting enough income from it, and therefore are living below the sort of break-even threshold, which really frustrates me, but is a simple solution to that. Or they're simply not valuing the thing that they're offering, and so have completely mispriced their product or service. Now, knowing your value and setting a price are two different things, but they're inexplicably linked, and I'm going to go through these in a bit more detail. So remember to take some notes. Most people set prices on some random assumption of what they think other people will pay. And this is usually based on people around them, things they've seen previously, or their own limitations around money and what they would be willing to pay for it. Now, remember, you may not be your ideal customer, and so you need to think and find out who your customer is so you can price this right. But you also need to price it in a way that actually makes your business work. Because if you don't price it right, your business won't work and you won't have enough customers, you won't have enough sales, and you won't have enough impact. So your business, now that you're a business owner, you need to actually set your prices in a way that will be sustainable for your business. So this means getting serious about your finances and creating an income strategy. So many social entrepreneurs I actually speak to don't even have this basic first step. And your income strategy is absolutely key and fundamental to setting those monthly goals, to knowing if your price is right, to knowing where you're heading, to know when you're going to break even and make a profit, and whether your business can even work. So your prices need to both reflect the cost of running your business, delivering your service or product, but also valuing what you actually give to customers. Setting prices that just enable you to break even is not enough because it doesn't allow you space to actually invest in your development or expand in your impact. So pricing is generally limited by these fears. A fear that your customers won't pay that much, a fear around not being able to charge that much and what will other people think if I charge that much. And the biggest fear and barrier that I come across, particularly with social entrepreneurs, is this thing around them saying, I don't need to make a profit. Okay. Now, as social entrepreneurs, yes, there's a difference between you making a profit and your business making a profit. And there's also a difference between your business making a profit and what other non-social entrepreneurs and enterprises do, which is making profit for their shareholders. Okay, so let's be clear about this distinction. Social entrepreneurs, certainly in my mind, and most people around the world, is that they're different businesses, not only because they have a social and environmental mission, but because their profits don't go to shareholders. Their profits go to the social and environmental mission that they've been set up to achieve. That is the only difference. There's lots of different governance structures, there's lots of different ways to structure your social enterprise, but fundamentally that's the difference. Okay? Profit, and I'm going to say this over and over again, if you watch things from me, profit is good. Profit enables you to deliver the social and environmental impact that you want to deliver. It also helps you grow and expand, not for growth and expansion's sake, okay, but because you can actually invest in the things that you need to for your business. You can plan further ahead because you have reserves, or you're able to expand your team, or you're able to put your team on training, or you're able to just deliver more impact with deeper impact because you can do more research and understand what's working, what's not, all sorts of different things. So profit isn't bad, and it actually is an enabler for your business. And if you haven't got your income strategy right to create profit, and you haven't set your prices at the right thing to enable that sustainability, then you are always going to struggle. So, oh, I've just missed on my notes. So, The other thing that I think is really, really key with this is actually getting your value right. Okay, and value is different in that it's that added value that benefits the results that your customer actually sees as a result of participating. Now, we learned this the hard way. At the very start, we were open to doing whatever our customers needed so we could secure them as customers, right? And lots of us do that. But in the same way that some businesses offer loads of different products and services without a clear idea of what they're actually about. So lots of people kind of set up websites, retail websites, and put everything on there without, because the more products, right, the more likely you are to have sales. It's not really the case. So once we were much clearer about who our target customers were and the 3 to 4 things that they were interested in, we were able to then create a package that we could clearly communicate and met those 3 or 4 needs. It felt really uncomfortable, like niching down again and kind of just saying this is what we offer, but it actually helped us grow our business because we got really focused on how we were really able to help different customers, and we could then use that in pitches and sales pitches. We were able to adapt and respond when we listened to those in those conversations. Sometimes we would focus on one benefit more than another because we'd heard that that's what the business was interested in. Sometimes businesses wanted all those things, so we kind of were able to communicate all those things. But we were also able to communicate what we weren't about and be clear about our boundaries. And yes, sometimes we were a bit flexible and could add a little bit on or do a bit less for people. But we knew where our boundaries were in those pitches to say, no, actually, this is what we've got, and we're not willing to negotiate on all of those things. And actually, it made us stronger and tighter and much more professional as a business. What we were also able to do is know who our competitors were and what they offered. So when we realised that actually we were in a business, and this happened a couple of times, we'd be in pitches with business, and having listened to them, I said, well, this is what we can offer, but actually I think what you're looking for is something that, company A, this other organisation, this other social enterprise that we really respect, they might actually be better for you. And so it was something else we were able to offer. We showed our expertise and our knowledge of the sector that we operated in to actually be able to say, we're really not the right people for you. You need to go somewhere else. And people really respect that. And it means that you go away, okay, you haven't made a sale, but you go away and they've really respect what you've done. You found a solution for them, and they actually then talk positively about you to other people. So knowing your price is right is really, really key. And what you need to do if your price isn't right and you're not actually in your income goals, maybe your prices are too low, rarely are your prices too high. Okay, I've never met a social entrepreneur yet where their price is the price is too high and that's the reason they're not getting customers. It's usually lots of other things going on in their business. Okay, I don't think I've said yet. But at Solutions to the Planet, we started selling our program at £7,000 a year for corporate partners, and they had to sign up to a 3-year contract. We realised fairly quickly that wasn't enabling us to run our organisation the way we wanted to do. So when we got really serious about the figures and where we wanted to go as a business and what we wanted to deliver and deliver better quality for our partners, we realised that we had to set our prices at £10,000 a year. Now, lots of people in the industries that we were working with were saying, well, that's actually going to be really problematic for you because under £10,000, middle management can make those decisions and they can sign off those budgets. Over £10,000, you're going to need to go to senior director level or the chief exec. That's quite, even for multi-billion pounds worth of businesses, we're saying this. And initially we thought, oh, right, okay, so that's a reason not to do 10K because we don't want to, it's a real barrier for the businesses. And then what we realised actually is like, okay, well, they're giving us the solution here. The solution is we set it at 10K and we go to the chief execs. we go and sell this program to senior directors and chief executives. So they have the authority to sign off 10K for 3 years. So sometimes when there's a barrier, again, it's a learning opportunity. We knew we had to sell at 10K, otherwise we had to get, make more sales. And sometimes, you can't, it's more work, and you have to find the balance. And we knew we had to get it right at 10K. So we decided that we were just going to, our customer changed in terms of the individual in those businesses. We only ever pitch now to senior directors or chief execs. We might have a conversation with middle management initially to do that consultancy, to understand their problems so that we can actually go and pitch a proposal. They might be the gatekeeper to getting us a meeting with the chief exec. But we only ever do our sales pitches with those people that are the budget holders, because we know that they're the ones that can make the decision. So sometimes you just have to tweak the approaches that you take. So hopefully that's been helpful for you in understanding that knowing if your price is right is really key to actually reaching those new milestones and those income goals. Let's move on to secret number 3, because we're coming to the end of the hour and I want to share this amazing offer that I've got to give you. So secret number 3 is communicating your social impact actually makes all the difference to generating income. And it's the one thing, so maybe you've heard and you're conscious of the fact that knowing your ideal customers, knowing what they want is really key. Getting your pricing right and valuing what you actually do is another really key thing. But did you know that actually your social impact is the third thing that will really set you apart and help you generate income? Most social entrepreneurs aren't doing this, and this is one of the main reasons I set up Share Impact, was to help more social entrepreneurs capture and evidence their social impact or their environmental impact, and then actually figure out a way to communicate it in a way that actually attracted customers. And this is all about what Share Impact's about. And the big shift for us at Solutions for the Planet came when we got really clear about what our social impact was and how we could actually communicate it. Most social enterprises, and this is something for you to ask yourself, do you do this? Communicate what they do and how they do it. Okay, and that's fine, it's a great start. Most social entrepreneurs, when I first connect with them, I look on their website and they usually say in their about section, we're a social enterprise and we do this, this and this. It's not very attractive, it's not very appealing to me. It doesn't really tell me what you're about. And Simon Sinek says this in his book, Start With Why. He explains the importance of knowing and communicating your why, that reason why you set up the organisation in the first place. What is the problem? What is the thing that you're trying to change in the world? Because when you get clear about your why and you're able to communicate that, it becomes so much easier to talk about the impact that you're trying to create. So even if you're at the very early stages, so when we were at the very early stages, we had no social impact to demonstrate. Okay, we had to go and deliver the program for a year in schools before we could actually analyze and collate all that data to bring it together in a report. But what we were able to do was share with people why we wanted to do what we did and the social impact we wanted to create. And that was enough to bring people on those journeys. We've had business partners with us now who have been with us for 5 years or more because they were committed at the very early stages, could see our vision for what we wanted to create and wanted to come on that journey with us. And you can do that too if you're at the very early stages. Share why you do what you do, your vision for what you're wanting to create, and the social or environmental impact you plan to create is enough to get people's interest and to take action. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want people to do, to take action and buy from you. And I believe we're in unique positions right now because the social enterprise market is still relatively small. And so you have a unique selling point above other businesses, which is actually your social environmental impact. It's the added value that you bring along providing really quality services or products, providing them at market rate and good prices, and providing the service of those things as well. You actually have a bigger vision, a bigger mission, and so much extra value to bring for customers that it's really key that you're communicating that. And I guarantee that you're probably not doing it enough and could be doing it in lots of amazing new ways to actually generate more income. So that one's actually really quite contained. You definitely need to go and check out Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. And then what I would like to do now is ask you, if you could implement these 3 secrets, do you believe that you could make 100k in 18 months as well? Maybe 100k in a year? Well, I absolutely think you could. I absolutely think that any social enterprise can make 100k a year from implementing these 3 secrets, from knowing exactly who your customers are, from getting your pricing and your income strategy sorted, and from actually communicating your social impact. You too could generate 100k a year. Now, I've got some other things that I want to tackle because I know lots of you will have questions and things that you're struggling with, or things that kind of those mindset thoughts and beliefs that come into mind. And I want to go through some of those because I know social enterprises. I know what you're thinking. I know all those things that you're saying, yeah, Kat, but there's all this, 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 and this. I'm going to go through all of that now. 10 reasons you might be telling yourself it isn't possible, and 10 solutions through my offer of how I can actually help you get to whatever your next income milestone is. So even if it's 10k or 50k or 75k, or if it is 100k, I'm going to show you an amazing offer that I would really love you to be part of, by dispelling 10 myths. Okay. Now I'm going to be talking through my Impact Communications That Convert live group program. I launched it on Wednesday. We've already got 4 amazing social entrepreneurs part of this group, which is just super exciting. They've signed up on Wednesday after the webinar. We're super excited to be part of it and have jumped and dived right in. Okay, we have just 11 spaces left. I would love you to be part of this too. It starts on Monday and it's a 3-month program up until the 14th of December. It's a 10-week program. Let's be specific. So it's a 10-week program taking you right up till Christmas to get you serious and action taking on meeting your next milestone. Okay, so whether that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 75 or 100k in the next 12 months. This is the program that is going to bring everything together for you and make that happen. It's a live group coaching program because you get weekly group coaching with me. So you get opportunity to check in, to ask any question that week with what you're struggling with, to get support and advice on that program. Now, I'm just going to change the screen. So let's pause the share. Let's escape. Oh, let's resume share actually. Just bear with me 1 second. Let's stop that share. That's what I want to do. There we go. Hello again. And I want to just show you share impact communications. I thought I had this up, but I obviously didn't. So my Impact Communications That Convert course, I will share this link with you. You can jump on today and be in the group and active and starting with me on Monday and the other 4 people that are already in this amazing program. So it's 10 weeks, starts on Monday. I'm just going to talk you through 10 myths and how the 10 modules that I take you through are actually going to help you and reach those next milestones that you have. How you too could actually make 100k in your social enterprise. So myth number 1. Lots of people when they speak to me say, oh, I need to reach everybody to build a big brand. So I don't want to niche down on my ideal customer. I don't want to get a smaller number of people. I want to sell my products to everybody. Now I am telling you now, even Amazon, who literally sells everything to everybody, has target audiences in mind. You absolutely need to niche and know exactly who you're selling to start attracting and converting customers. It worked for us at Solutions for the Planet, and it will absolutely work for you. And module 1 of the Impact Communications That Convert course focuses on this exactly. I work with you, and you have video tutorials and workbooks to help you clarify who your dream customer is and how you can attract them. You'll absolutely nail your niche and discover exactly what they want and need, where they are, how to reach them, and how to create incredible communications that actually grab their attention. So it looks at all those, and it also dispels those myths around I need to reach everybody and I need to be out there to everybody. You need to be speaking to 1 or 2 dream customers, okay, to get your message across and actually attract them. The second myth then that I hear all the time is, well, people just want to know what results we can get them, okay, and what we offer, and we're just going to bombard them with all this information. And to be honest, it's absolute bullshit. I'm saying that quietly because I don't know who's listening to this. But people aren't just consumers, okay? People also have beliefs and values and dreams and visions and things they want to make a difference towards in the world. They will be multiple and complex. But your dream customer, and in the first module you'll discover what those things are. But the second one is actually identifying how you can communicate your impact story to connect with those other things about a person, your customer, that will connect with them emotionally, where they'll want to be part of your story, they'll want to be part of your mission, they'll want to buy from you because they believe in what you're doing. Okay, so it's really important that you're not just dismissing people as thoughtless consumers. You need to share your unique impact story to grab their attention and bring them on a journey with you. And in module 2, that's exactly what we talk about. We talk about knowing who you are, why your business exists, what difference you make, so you can craft your unique impact story to share with the world. This forms the basis of all your communications going forward and helps you feel really confident in telling that story and not hiding away from it. Okay? It's getting to the point of that why of what Simon Sinek says. Myth number 3 is people, oh, this one frustrates me so much. I have to have a website that makes sales, or I have to have a website in order to make sales. And to be honest, that's completely wrong. There are lots of successful businesses and social enterprises who sell on all sorts of other platforms and all sorts of other ways and never have a website. Okay, I have seen way too many people spend thousands of pounds and invest all their savings because they believe that having a business is about having a website. And even if you're an e-commerce business, and you know a website is really important, you don't need to be spending all your savings on that website. I've created and set up and designed my own website. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I did it at less than $20 a month. I say dollars because it's with an American company and I pay in dollars, but it's $20 a month. Okay, I haven't spent thousands. The website works. It works for me. It attracts people. It converts people. It does what it needs to do. And so if you want a website, it's really easy to do. And module 3 actually helps you look at your website and decide whether it's actually working for you. And we create websites that actually convert for you. So if you don't know how your website is working for you at the moment, we discover ways to maximize conversions and how to actually read the analytics so you can see whether it is working for you or not. The website that's a convert module also looks at creating great copy, building your brand, understanding the text, excuse me, I've got hiccups, and creating simple routes for your visitors so they become customers. This is one of the best modules I enjoy doing with social enterprises because it's one of the easiest tweaks that you can make to start converting customers. Most websites just don't work for the customer, okay, and they need to work for the customer. It's so easy these days. I could literally go on any app and purchase whatever I wanted within 30 seconds. And if your website isn't performing for you like that, then that's one of the reasons why you're not creating and converting customers. So myth number 4 is I don't want to spend all my time or send, no, sorry. Number 4 is not wanting to spend send too many emails and this concern that you're spamming people. Now, as I was saying earlier on in the webinar, Your email list, if you have one and choose to have one, is really, really important and one of the best assets in your business, because you can actually build relationships directly with people through email. And this module 4 actually looks at how you can both set up your email list, we've got tech tutorials to support it, how you can create a simple opt-in or an offer to get people on your mailing list, how you can get people who are customers on your mailing list, and how you actually set up a welcome email sequence using a template that means that you're building that know, like, and trust factor with people before they've even become a customer with you. Okay? Really, really powerful, this module, and you'll really, really see the difference, you know, and get that consistency in using your email list to convert customers, even with really, really small lists. Myth number 5 then is this concern that you need to be everywhere and you just don't want to do that, and you have this sense of complete overwhelm, like that actually doing marketing and communication well is just going to turn you into this robot who has to work in your business 80 hours a week. And it's just not the case. If you create a plan and you set processes in place to get those things out there, you don't have to be a slave to your business. So module 5 is all about creating your customer attraction plan, knowing exactly what you need to be doing in your business to bring customers in, knowing what works for you in your business, and creating systems that actually really ease the way that you bring customers in, you convert them, and then you follow up with them. So this is your unique customer attraction plan, so that you can create sales funnels and attract customers and convert them in ways that actually work for you in your business. That means you will not be a slave to your business. So there's 10 modules, so I'm going to keep going. We've got to myth number 6. If you do have any questions about these modules, then please do come and ask me. That's no problem at all. Just realised my laptop's not on, so I better turn that on. Now, modules 6 and 7 speak to this idea that you know, we don't want to be on social media all the time. There's so many platforms, I don't know where to concentrate my time. I'm not really sure what I should be putting out on social media. So I've got 2 modules here because I think social media is so key to building our platforms and reaching out to wider audiences of social entrepreneurs. Module 6 is all about how you use your impact messaging for different platforms. So what platforms are actually out there, what are best for your business, how do you use each platform in an effective way for your business. So even you might just choose, having watched this module, that you just focus on one particular platform. That's absolutely fine. Or you might decide that there's a couple of platforms that would be really helpful for you. And I take you through all of the different platforms, different tutorials for different platforms, and a workbook for you thinking and deciding about what platforms are best and what's best to be putting out there. Plus the types of messaging and the way that you can use those platforms to actually attract customers. So a really in-depth module again, helping you decide which platforms are best and how to actually use them effectively. We've got some bonus guest experts in there as well. Module 7 is then how you actually manage your social media. So how do you create a month's worth of content in a day? How do you schedule it so that you're not actually having to go on social media all the time? And then how you actually build engagement. So you automate and schedule everything, and then how you actually build on that to build engagement with people and get them as customers. So again, there's tutorials, workbook, and a unique social media planner just for you. Now, myth number 8 is this thing around, well, I just don't have any impact yet, and I don't really know if I can communicate. You know, maybe you were thinking that when I said secret number 3 is about communicating your social impact, and you're like, well, we haven't done anything yet. We don't know what our impact is. You need to know what your impact is at the very start of business. You need to know what you're working towards. So module 8 will help you if you're at the very early starts of business to get clear about what impact you want to create. Or if you're 2 or 3 years down the line or further and you're looking retrospectively about the impact that you have created, it will help you actually bring that data together, create the evidence, or not create the evidence, but capture the evidence and turn it into something that's usable for your communications. So module 8 looks at data, stories, and social proof. It looks at how you can collect and analyze that data, what stories you can use to bring that data to life, and also the social proof that shows you off as a leader in your field. So that can be testimonials, and there's a special module in here about how to create tantalizing testimonials. Again, there's video tutorials and workbook. for you to actually work through all of that. So whether you're at the very early stages or further along the line, you absolutely can and should be communicating your impact, and this is the module that will help you do that. Myth number 9 then is I don't have time to do all this. You know what? We're busy. Well, I'm not going to say that. We're not busy. We get to decide how we want to spend our time in life, and if your business isn't working for you, you're probably not spending the time effectively in the things that you're doing. And so, you know, communications is only a part of what your business is. It's a really significant part, and I genuinely believe that it's the way that can transform how your social enterprise is seen and perceived and how people are attracted to you. But it's really important that you have a strategic communication plan that's aligned to your business objectives, and that you can implement it simply and create some automated systems so you're not spending hours every single day on it. It takes time to do the work, and that's why I created this course, because it's important to learn and kind of implement and then test. But once you've got the systems in place and you have a plan and you know what you're working towards, things just happen, okay? You know what you need to implement, and you're strict on your time. You know when you need to spend time on the communications. You're not just grabbing for things here and then. You're not going, oh my goodness, we've had a really quiet month, we need to put out something new. It's all strategically planned with your business objectives. And you know, you've planned campaigns, or you've planned particular outreach periods and when you're going to really focus on sales, and all your communications are aligned with that. And module 9 is all about that, creating a plan, but also learning to stick with it. Okay, so this is a really, really great module for anybody that kind of gets a bit overwhelmed or struggles with actually sticking to a plan, or even having a plan in the first place. This is definitely the module for you. And myth number 10 is people always saying to me, oh, well, I'm not really a CEO. Now look, if you've founded your business, you set it up, you're running a business, and you're the only person in your business, you are definitely a CEO. And sometimes we can feel uncomfortable with this title. And I was talking to somebody recently who said, but I just, you know, it was a young woman. She said, I just don't relate to that idea of being a CEO. I'm, you know, in my mid-20s, I'm female, and I'm never going to wear a suit, and I don't want to wear a suit. And so that's, you know, a CEO to me is a 50 to 60-year-old man who goes to work in a suit every day. And my life doesn't really align with that. My business doesn't align with that. You know what? You get to decide what it means to be as a CEO for you, but it's really important that you are putting yourselves in alignment with those people that are running their businesses too. And so we explore all that in module 10, how it is to be and feel like a CEO, and how actually to build your business. Because by this point, you'll have learned so much, you'll have implemented a lot, and it's about getting to your next big milestone and working towards your next big thing. So module 10 gives you time to reflect back on the whole course and think about where you're going to take this new learning going forward. So if you're excited about that, you get all those 10 modules. You get weekly group coaching calls with me. You get extra tech tutorials on how to use MailChimp and ConvertKit and what other things are in there. All sorts of different tech tutorials on how to use programs that you're going to need that I talk about in these modules. So you're never guessing or having to search on Google. There's video tutorials all the way through. What else is there? You also get access to a free Facebook group where you can connect with the other amazing people in this course. Like I said, we've already got 4 people who've already just jumped at the opportunity to be in this program. And you will join them for the 10 weeks and beyond, because you also get lifetime access. So if you're interested in that, maybe you're thinking, God, this sounds really, really good, but how much is it, Kat? Well, for all of that, it's $495. But if you sign up by Monday, you also get, and it says the 5th here because I had a mistake with the webinar on Wednesday. So I am extending this offer, and I will change this on the website. But if you sign up by Monday, you also get these amazing offers worth over £1,100. Okay, so sign up by Monday, and you also get bonus 1, which is a full website review from me and suggested copy. So I will go through your website and I'll do a video recording of it, I just realised that maybe you can't see my, yeah, okay. I'm really sorry. I thought I was sharing my screen and just realised I'm not. So here you go. So bonus number 1 is here. So my full website review. So I will go into your website, I will look through every single page, unless you have thousands, and I will do a video recording of where I think you can improve and develop on your website. And I'll also send you some suggested copies for particular sections where I think you can maybe tweak and improve on what you've got on there. So that bonus module is worth over £700, and you're getting that absolutely free if you sign up by Monday. There's also bonus number 2 is my PR Basics package module. So you get access to the media course, which I designed and developed with a PR agency here earlier this year, with well over £889, and also my big bespoke module on PR Basics for your social enterprise, so you can approach the media with confidence. So those 2 things combined are really, really powerful in you actually reaching wider audiences through PR. And then bonus number 3, if you sign up by Monday, is you get a free 1-hour coaching call with me, one-to-one, at any point during the 10 weeks. Okay, time for you to ask specific questions, or for me to coach you through a particular challenge that you're finding, maybe with one of the modules, or just a block that you're having around mindset. Now, there is also a bonus that I haven't added to the website, and you will not see on the website. This is a specific bonus for those of you that are joining this webinar or watching on the replay. I am throwing in my, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's my financial planning bonus module, which is worth well over £350. And that's for those of you that have just been on this module and sign up again by Monday. It's a module that works because what isn't in this course, and what I have talked about in this webinar, which I know will be of interest to some of you, is how you create that income strategy. And my financial planning for sustainability module helps you do that. So if you're at the very early stages, or you just want to get refocused on what your income strategy is for the next 12 months, this module is really going to help you. It's going to help you get your pricing right. It's going to help you understand your value. There is so much in this module. It's probably worth well over £350. But I really want with this course for you to have everything you need to hit the ground running and to start working towards reaching that 100k in a year, which I know is absolutely possible for you. So how are you feeling about this? 10 weeks of amazing content, weekly modules that are released for you to work through. You get lifetime access, so if you need to catch up or take a bit longer on a module, you've got beyond the 10 weeks to work through that content. You get live group coaching calls with me every single week for the 10 weeks. I'm also there available in the Facebook group, and you can ask me questions throughout the week. If you're struggling with things, you can get accountability buddy in the group, and you can support one another as well. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Plus, if you sign up by Monday, you get 4 amazing bonuses. One that only you, for watching on this webinar, the opportunity to have. It's not on the website. And those bonuses are worth over £1,100. And in total, everything with the tech tutorials, the group coaching, the 10 modules, the 4 bonuses, the private Facebook group, the lifetime access, you're getting everything by Monday for £495. Okay, that's over £5,800 worth of content that you're getting for a fraction of the price. And after Monday, this price will be going up. So you'll still be able to join the course later on next week, but the price will be going up. So if you're ready to dive right in to get to your next milestone in your business, you're wanting to get closer to reaching 100k or even achieving that 100k this year, then you need to be in this course and learning everything that I have to share about how I did it and about how you can do it too, for just $495. So if you wanted to jump in, you can sign up I'll share the link with you in the email alongside this webinar that I'm sharing with you, and you can sign up here. You simply sign up, it's super simple. You click on sign me up. Oh, that was the wrong button. I will make sure that gets changed. I think this one works. I really hope it does. Yeah. So impact communications that convert, and you literally go to this page, there'll be an image that pops up. and then you purchase. It's only at this price by the end of Monday. So, and we get started on Monday, so you'll join and you'll get straight in. So if you want to join, it'd be fantastic to have you part of it. That's it for me, guys. Thanks so much for listening. I really appreciate your time in watching this webinar, and I really hope you decide to join the Impact Communications that Convert. I'm super excited to find out more about your business and help you reach that 100K in a year. Speak to you soon. Bye.